archived games. Read about the teams and players. Relive the big moments. Every season, the Trib Live High School Sports Network is your home for high school sports. The best seat in the house is on Trib HSSN.
Under the bright lights at the Peterson Events Center in Oakland, Pennsylvania, it is championship game number 2 of Championship Thursday on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. The 3A girls title on the line between the number 3 seeded Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions and the top seeded Shady Side Academy Bulldogs. A rematch, one of 5 WPIAL basketball championship rematches from last year's title games here in Oakland. Alongside Ed Troop and our great team here at the Trib Live High School Sports Network from the Pete, Kyle Dawson with you on Trib HSSN. Excited to bring this one to you in a star-studded matchup. The Bulldogs and Centurions fought their way to a Greensburg Central Catholic Championship victory last year. This year they meet again. Shady Side won both games in the regular season. They come from the same section in Class 3A2. The Centurions and Bulldogs both own a 2,000-point scorer. That is insane nonetheless, but these are 2 really, really good programs built on a lot of pride and each seeking a title here. GCC looking for a 3rd straight championship, Ed, and Shady Side looking for its 2nd overall title, would be their 2nd in 3 years.
And Shady Side Academy, the Bulldogs, Kyle, with that 22-2 record, 14-0 in section play, as you said, they have the benefit of sweeping the Centurions during the regular season, beating them 66-59 back on January 8th at Greensburg Central Catholic. And then the flip side, the second game, not that long ago, just a couple weeks back on February 2nd at Shady Side Academy. The Bulldogs take care of business there, 54-43. So both those contests, not really that close. It was a 7-point game at Greensburg Central Catholic. And then you look at just a 11-point game, the game in which was played at Shady Side Academy. So between the 2 of them, this has been a year in which Shady Side Academy has taken care of business against Greensburg Central Catholic, but coming into this game, as you said, defending champs 2 years in a row for the Centurions. Don't want to say they're the favorite, but they have the edge because they've been here and done this before.
We're going to talk about this a bunch throughout the course of the next hour and a half or so. The 2 2,000-point scorers on the floor tonight. 2 of 4 2,000-point scorers that will play in championship games this weekend in girls games. Emma Larkin from Guyville Catholic and Maggie Spell, former Shady Side Academy Bulldog, now playing at Thomas Jefferson. The other 2, 49 all-time 2,000-point scorers in the WPIAL. 4 of them are at the Pete. 2 of them are in this game. It's the second time that 2 2,000-point scorers have played in a championship game at the same time. In 1990, Aliquippa's Carrie Bordas and Carlington's Bonnie Rimkus were 2 2,000-point scorers. That was an Aliquippa 10-point victory. Aliquippa actually ended up having another 2,000-point scorer on that team during the state playoffs, but quite the nugget will heading into this 3A title game with 2 2,000-point scorers in Karis Thomas, the senior for Shady Side Academy, and Eric Gribble for Greensburg Central Catholic, both their schools all-time leading scorers. With that said, we will take a break here and post the national anthem. We will bring this 3A championship game to you on the girls' side from the Peterson Events Center in Oakland, Pennsylvania, presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights.
Whoa!
More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
Yes,
Manny?
sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
Back on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented tonight and all weekend by Edgar Snyder and Associates. This broadcast and all of our basketball championships this weekend are presented by Edgar Snyder. Go local, go with Edgar. Edgar Snyder and Associates, local lawyers helping injured people since 1982. Starting lineups are being introduced to the crowd here in Oakland. The number 3 seeded Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions come in with an overall record of 19-6. They were 12-2 in second place in Class 3A Section 2 and own wins over 14 seeded Mohawk, number 6 Olsh, and number 2 Beaver Falls on their path to the Pete. For fifth-year head coach Chris Cattell, here is the starting 5 for the Centurions.
Yeah, for Greensburg Central Catholic, number 12 is Jayla Peterson, senior 5'10 guard. Number 23, Erica Gribble, as you mentioned, the 2,000-point scorer, senior 5'10 guard. Abby DeLucas, a senior 5'10 forward. Number 24, number 31 is Avery Jones, a junior 5'11 forward. And Kyle rounding things out, Nolan Olaf, a junior 5'10 forward for Greensburg Central Catholic.
For the top-seeded Shady Side Academy Bulldogs, the record 22-2. They were unbeaten in Class 3A Section 2. The section champions were the only 3A school to receive a bye in the first round of the 3A playoffs, so own wins over number 8 Avonworth and number 5 Seton LaSalle on the Bulldogs' path to the Pete. The Bulldogs are under fifth-year head coach Jonna Burke. Here is the starting 5 for Shady Side.
Number 1 is Layla Banner, a sophomore 5'9 guard. Jocelyn Long, number 4, is only a freshman 5'4 guard in the starting lineup. Number 15, Cassie Sauer, a senior 6'2 forward. Number 21 is Leah Buford, a junior 5'10 forward. And number 23, Karis Thomas, the other 2,000-point scorer in this game, the senior 5'7 guard for Shady Side Academy. 5
total collegiate recruits as seniors to play at the next level in the starting lineups for the 10. So half of the lineups are made up of college talent. And that could, of course, grow as the years go on for the younger players on these 2 rosters. Greensburg Central Catholic and Shady Side Academy for the 3A Girls Championship here on HSSN. Our officials for tonight's game, Aaron Pritchard, Tara Galoop, and Paul Dolly.
Should be a good one, Kyle. 2 teams, 3rd meeting of the year. Tough to beat a team 3 times in one season if you ask any team at any level in any sport.
And that happened last year. Shady Side won both regular season meetings, and then Greensburg Central Catholic took home gold. Tap is to Greensburg Central Catholic. A quick 3 from the left wing, launched by Nolan Althoff, is no good. Rebounded offensively by Greensburg Central Catholic. Erica Gribble put up a shot from just inside the right elbow. Have a push call. It's an offensive foul to go against GCC here. Looks like Abby DeLugas will be the guilty party with 13 seconds gone off the clock in the first quarter.
Yeah, DeLugas missed her shot, went up with the second effort, missed that shot, and then drew the contact, but gave the contact back. Official was right there, made the foul, our first foul of the game.
Skip pass inside for Shady Side as they get their first offensive possession, but it's a turnover off the hands of Cassie Sauer and out of bounds.
Yeah, trying to find Sauer underneath in the paint. 6'2" forward senior Cassie Sauer for Shady Side Academy. A good defense by GCC as they get the basketball back here.
Greensburg Central Catholic shooting on the right side of your screen, whatever device you may be tuned in on here. Our live audio broadcast presented by Edgar Snyder on HSSN. Here is DeLugas driving, kicks it back outside. Gribble with a skip pass inside left block, lay-in attempt, no good, but a foul that will send Avery Jones, the 5'11" junior, to the free throw line. Our first trip there is Layla Banner picks up the foul for Shady Side.
Really good ball movement that time by the Centurions, spreading things around, giving multiple looks, 2-3 different girls getting a touch of the basketball before they finally settle on Avery, who draws the contact.
First one for Jones is up and true. First point of the game belongs to Greensburg Central Catholic, 1-0 Centurions. Second of 3 championship games tonight. The first one went to the Neighborhood Academy, back-to-back championships in 1A boys. Jones misses the second. Defensive rebound pulled down Shady Side up the floor in the hands of Karis Thomas. One of the 2,000-point scorers in this game. Thomas is committed to Purdue Fort Wayne to play her college basketball. Minute into the first quarter. Thomas is guarded tightly by Gribble, pokes it back to the backcourt, but gets it back. And Thomas drives inside and is fouled right by the free throw line. A floor foul, 1:08 in. It is the second already on Abby DeLugas. Just 1:08 into the basketball game.
The Shady Side Academy offense, over 1,400 points scored on the year, just short of 1,500, averaging 62 points per game offensively.
These two teams were nuts in their wins in section play. Shady Side won by an average of 47.6 points a game in section, and 44 was the number for Greensburg Central. Again, the only 2 losses in section play for GCC to Shady Side. Driving layup by Banner is no good, but got it back herself and kicks it to Thomas, who resets the offense 90 seconds in.
Really good effort by Banner, following up her shot, getting the rebound, and kicking it back out for Shady Side to reset.
Thomas around the back dribble, trying to go inside the left blocker. Layup no good. A block credited underneath the basket. Going to give it to, I believe, Gribble or DeLugas, who is playing with 2 fouls and still out there. DeLugas and Cassie Sauer, one on both sides, did not play in the meeting at this venue last year. Shady Side and Greensburg Central Catholic met for the title a year ago, and it was Greensburg Central Catholic with the victory. There's Cassie Sauer making an early impact. She's got the first field goal of the game. It is 2-1 as Sauer pours in the deuce.
Again, using that 6'2" frame in the paint, boxing out, getting the pass, and laying it off the glass.
DeLugas, good slick feed inside for Avery Jones, who lays it up and home. 3-2 GCC.
I think you're going to expect to see a lot of this here tonight. Championship game atmosphere, a lot of slugfest, shots back and forth. Which team can get on a roll, though, and take that momentum, Kyle? That might be the difference between these two teams here tonight.
Thomas working against Gribble. Kills her dribble, kicks to Banner, top of the key, feed inside. Sauer, turnaround, lay in good off glass for Cassie Sauer. All 4 points for the Bulldogs, 4-3 Shady Side, 5:30 to play in the first quarter.
Again, when you have that 6'2" height that Sauer has, you can just feed the basketball right to her. Really good looks, good ball movement by Shady Side here early.
Here's Gribble, deep 3 on the way, a little bit short off the front iron. Long rebound to Karis Thomas, up the floor with some speed. Thomas skip pass opposite side, but the layup underneath the basket and missed by Banner. Gribble comes away with it after the defensive rebound, kicks it up the floor for Morgan Scalota, who tries a 3, can't get it. Scalota had 5 threes in the second meeting between these two teams to lead Greensburg Central Catholic with 15 points in that loss. Erica Gribble was held to just 5 in that game.
Shady Side Academy going with this patient offense, really not running things here early on.
Thomas spins her way inside, goes up with it, is called for a travel on the opposite side of the floor. 4:43 to go as each team sends a substitution in.
Yeah, got jammed up in the paint that time, called with the travel.
Jayla Peterson will bring it up the floor for Greensburg Central Catholic. One of the starters, she's an 1,000-point scorer, is committed to play at Wheeling University next year.
Talked about the offense for the Bulldogs, as you mentioned, Kyle. Centurions not bad either, over 1,600 total points scored on the year, 64 points per game.
Jones's pass for Gribble inside was deflected out of bounds.
And oh, by the way, both these teams can play defense too. Centurions only giving up 35 points per game. 882. And meanwhile, the Bulldogs, Shady Side Academy, 29 points per game given up on an average.
Dribble off the feed from Peterson, no offensive rebound. High arcing attempt from the left block, no good from Jones, and now a tie-up on the rebound try. Arrow belongs to Shady Side. 4:22 to go, first quarter here from the Pete in the 3A girls title game. 4-3, Shady Side in front. Waiting on the scoring to tick up just a little bit. Again, in the 40s and 50s in the second meeting. Both teams were 59 plus in the first meeting between these two teams this year.
That's what you'd expect coming in, third meeting between the two teams. Putting up some offensive numbers, that's for sure, first two.
Good move inside by Thomas, can't get it from about 3 feet. Gribble comes away with the basketball up the floor for Peterson. She'll kick left, back to the top of the key. Dribbling with her right hand, comes outside to Jones, drives inside, elbow extended. Bounce pass back outside, Gribble turns and fires toward the hoop. And the foul will be called as the entry pass to DeLugas was disrupted. It's going to go against Jocelyn Long, and it's the first against her. With 3:43 left in the first quarter, a foul called. It'll be a baseline inbound for the Centurions. It's the second on Shady Side, 2 on both teams here in the early going.
Greensburg Central Catholic coming in 8-2 in their last 10 games. They've won 3 straight, only 2 section losses on the season, both the Shady Side Academy. So really strong here, their final 10 games of the season.
Peterson left elbow jumper, no good off the feed from Gribble. Rebound by Buford up the floor. 3 ball was not launched. In fact, just an entry pass and deflected out of bounds. Morgan Kane had an open look, but did not take it.
Well, low scoring here early on, Kyle, almost just past halfway through the first quarter. Defensive battle between these two teams, something, as you mentioned earlier, we did not see the first 2 times they met.
And no points for either of the 2,000 point scorers yet. The first real good look for Karis Thomas, a 3 short. Gribble missed a deep 3 earlier in the game as well. 3:20 on the clock, first quarter. Peterson up the floor for Greensburg Central Catholic, looking for their 8th WPIAL title and 3rd in a row. 1 in 2A in 2024, a runaway win against Sarah Catholic. And last year against Shady Side, 56-51. Peterson swings it left side, Scalota triple on the way. That's off the left iron, rebounded offensively by Jones up and over. Now Peterson from the right wing, bounce pass outside, Scalota kicks to the far baseline, DeLugas. She's playing with 2 personal fouls. Now Peterson gets it back, Scalota open 3 on the way, splash. Scalota has the first triple of the evening. 2:43 to play first quarter, and 6-4 Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions back in front.
Scalota just wide open, top of the key. Takes advantage. That 2-3 defense of Shady Side let her loose. And she made the Shady Side Academy Bulldogs pay.
There's Thomas for Kane. Now inside to the middle of the paint, Kate Bennick. Outside, Thomas on the drive. Underhanded scoop shot goes for Karis Thomas on the score sheet. 2,037 points now in her career, the all-time leading scorer at Shady Side.
Great move by Thomas, right to the rim. Good crossover.
Another 3 on the way, Scalota closer to the top of the key, nylon. Scalota hits again, had 5 threes the second time that these two met during the regular season. She's got an early 2. And the score 9-6 in favor of GCC.
Both offenses now getting in a rhythm here in the latter half of the first quarter after a sluggish start. Heating up from the outside. Big 3s by Scalota.
Bennick's pass for Buford was intercepted by Jones. Up the floor for Peterson left wing. Peterson get a little bump from Thomas on the defense. Kicks it inside Jones, makes a move. Baseline lay-in good for Avery Jones. Has 5. It's a 5-point lead for GCC at 11-6, a minute 18 left in the first.
Yeah, Jones goes baseline. No one steps in front of her defensively for Shady Side Academy. She lays it off the glass.
Sauer gives up for Thomas. Easy lay-in for Thomas on the drive left side. Down to 60 seconds in the first quarter, 11-8 GCC.
Thomas fakes right, then goes left, and nobody picks her up.
First game was good. Third game tonight is the 4A Boys Championship. Knock and Quaker Valley will do battle. Free throw line jumper, Scalota, no. Maybe she should stay outside the arc. Not that it missed by that much, but has the 2 threes. Down to 42 seconds.
Both those shots from way downtown earlier by Scalota. We're swishes, nothing but net.
Sauer from the trigger point for Thomas. Back up 3 on the way. Missed almost everything, just off rays of the rim. The GCC student section thought it was an air ball. It was not.
Centurions see if they hold for the last shot here.
18 seconds to play in the quarter. Jones outside. Scalota, now Gribble. Gribble will be doubled here by Kane and Thomas. Inside for Peterson at the free throw line. Peterson turns and fires from the elbow, and it rattles home for Jayla Peterson onto the score sheet. 2 seconds inbound will not happen before the horn to end quarter number 1. It's Greensburg Central Catholic 13, Shady Side Academy 8. Keep it locked into the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates from the Peak.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
This is Miles. He needs PT, Jess needs training, and Max needs both. And while they're all athletic, at AHN Sports Medicine, we know they each need a little something different to hit their goals. Our doctors and specialists pinpoint that difference and make a personalized plan to improve Miles's backswing, and Max's throwing arm, and Jess's form. Because at AHN Sports Medicine, we see you.
The Rebel Yell podcast will keep you in the game all season long with 4 fresh episodes a week. Host Don Rebel highlights the team of the week, boys and girls players of the week, and delivers weekly updates for boys and girls hoops. Listen on tribhssn.triblive.com or stream on Spotify.
You're watching WPIAL basketball on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
This broadcast and all of our basketball championship broadcasts this weekend are presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Go local, go with Edgar. Edgar Snyder and Associates, local lawyers helping injured people since 1982. Second quarter begins, 13-8 the score. Greensburg Central Catholic leads. Quick offensive rebound off a miss. Back up and in. How about Avery Jones? 7 points here in the early going, has been pretty dominant as Thomas drives inside, spins into a line of traffic by the Centurions, blocked by Jones there. Comes back outside, Jocelyn Long on the drive. Nice finish from Long. She's got her first deuce, and it's 15-10 GCC.
Yeah, the officials here early on in this game letting these girls play. Not really calling a lot of contact, letting it go. Thomas got tied up, no call.
Missed everything on a jumper from the baseline, and now a travel. It was Jones that missed the field goal try.
I like that from the officials. Let these two teams, the third time they've played each other, they're section foes, let them battle it out. Call both ways, Kyle. As long as you're calling it both ways, then everybody's happy.
Aaron Pritchard, Tara Galoop, and Paul Dolly, the officiating crew for this 3A girls title game. Long outside, eventually swings its way around here in front of us to Leah Buford. Now Banner, top of the key, kick to the elbow. Pass inside, deferred the shot for a better look. Jocelyn Long lays it up and in. Quick 4 for her in the second quarter. It's a 3-point game. Shady Side trails and now defending.
Great pass by Banner underneath to find Long.
Gribble on the drive, trying to fall away shot. They're going to wave the shot off and call the foul. It is against Buford, with 6:40 to play in the second quarter, and again a floor foul, waving off the shot.
This is the type of start that GCC wanted to have against a Bulldogs team that has won 13 straight Only 2 losses on the year to Oakland Catholic and Pine Richland in overtime, 10-0 in their last 10. You had to get off to a fast start, and they have.
Feed inside to Jones, up with it and fouled. Jones back to the free throw line, another against Buford. In fact, only just a second apart.
And if you're GCC, what you didn't want to happen here tonight, and they've avoided that, was to get behind early. And they've been on the other side of that, build that lead early and have the momentum.
Shot missed right. 2 losses for Shady side, 1 to Oakland Catholic, who will be here in the 4A Girls Championship game on Saturday afternoon, and a loss in overtime to Pine Richland. That's a 6A school, 5A or 6A, whatever they are. It's a much bigger school than Shady side. Second free throw bounces around the rims and falls out. Rebounded by the Bulldogs quickly up the floor. Layla Banner bringing it back out to the script logo here at the Pete. 6.5 to play, second quarter. Banner went right, almost lost it. Now spins around and comes this way. Big screen from Karis Thomas, and will get a defensive foul as Thomas got knocked down on the screen try. It's against Peterson for Greensburg Central Catholic with 6:22 on the first half clock.
And Jayla Peterson a little bit too aggressive that time for GCC, but hey, you like that. You want to send a message here early. You have the lead and got to stay strong defensively for GCC.
Banner, high pass inside to Sauer, got deflected, and it was last touched by Aldoff. Out of bounds, 6:11 to play. It's a 15-12 game. Greensburg Central Catholic in the lead. It's 6 losses for the Centurions this year. The 2 to Shady side, South Fayette. Don't need to tell you about them if you're a girls basketball fan in the area. 5A finalist and champions in 3 of the last 4 years. There's Thomas bringing it back around to the logo off the inbound. Also losses in non-conference, really good school in Florida, Lake Highland Prep. They lost to North Catholic, that writes itself. Both Shady side games, and then this name should sound familiar as we get an offensive foul on Cassie Sauer.
Well, Cassie Sauer was trying to set up a pick. Had her shoulders down, so a little too aggressive with it right in front of the official, so he was right on top of that call.
But to finish that point real quickly, this name should sound familiar to basketball fans. Ohio school, St. Vincent St. Mary.
Yeah.
The home of LeBron James.
I was going to say, right? Might have heard of him.
Yeah, only a little bit. 3 from the corner on the way, missed everything. Did Althoff. Quiet night so far for Gribble. I don't know what look at the live stats, I guess, but I don't know what the field goal attempts are for Gribble. It has not been a lot. It's 0 for 4. A 2,000-point scorer that averages 22 points a game, 23 points a game, rather. We got to get going.
This second quarter is starting pretty much how the first quarter started. Slow defensive grind before both teams kind of took off halfway through that first quarter offensively.
Find Peterson in the corner, skip pass, nice feed, but no finish. Althoff got her shot rejected by Sauer. And on the takeaway, we have a foul that I believe is going to go against Gribble.
Great
23 fouls, the other 23.
Great pass, Kyle, but a better defensive play by Cassie Sauer with the big block, number 15 for Shady Side Academy.
Yeah, and speaking of Gribble and Thomas, the second time ever in girls basketball history, and they're 49 2,000-point scorers in the history of girls basketball. 5 girls did it this year, and 4 of them will be featured here at the Pete, 2 of them in this game. The first time since 1990 and second time overall that 2 2,000-point scorers have played in the same championship basketball game. Here is Thomas, the Purdue Fort Wayne commit, trying to drive inside. Nice move inside, but her shot was rejected by DeLugas, who did not play in that title game last year. Now Peterson up the floor on the offensive. Peterson comes right, top of the key, skips it back, working left, crossover between the legs. Outside Detweiler, and now on the drive is DeLugas. And the opportunity taken away from Jones into a tie-up arrow belongs to the Bulldogs with 4:51 to go in the half. And a 15-12 GCC lead still.
Yeah, tangled up underneath in the paint, jump ball official right on top of that. And with Shady Side Academy, again, not a lot of scoring here to start out the second quarter, much like the first quarter, until both these teams got things going. But I think for Shady Side Academy, you got to spread the ball outside, get everybody to touch the ball at least once before you take that shot. be patient on offense. Take what the defense gives you.
Push foul outside Peterson. Will be assessed her second. It's been a handsy evening so far for Greensburg Central Catholic in the foul department. And a timeout on the floor will be called by Shady side. That is the third on GCC in the quarter. We'll stay here. It is a full for GCC. There are no media timeouts. They're just extending the quarter breaks, at least in this game, to 2 minutes.
Both these teams, as you said, Kyle, had met twice during the regular season. And you brought up a good point, and a little bit of a tidbit there, if you will, from last year, the rematch of the 2025 Class 3A final. Shady Side Academy won both of those games last year, as you said. Before
hard to beat a team three times in 1 year. Yeah. We always hear that.
So that tidbit from last year could be in play for this year. Shady Side Academy wins both regular season games. Will GCC do what happened? Will they win this game? Do what happened a year ago?
That record last year for the champion Centurions, 22-6 by the time all was said and done. They lost to Our Lady of Sacred Heart by 2 points in the second round of the state playoffs. Graduated just Erica Rodriguez. One player gone off that roster, so it was a relatively youthful roster that won a back-to-back title. On the other side, Shady side 28-2 to finish the year last year. One loss in the championship game and the district title game, and then lost in the state title game to Loyal Sauk Township by 12 points. Graduated Micaiah Mitchell, Jordan Raup, Reese Martins, and Cameron Capel from that Shady Side roster a year ago.
Well, Coach Burke's done a great job at Shady Side Academy over the years. That championship back in 2024. I was here, Kyle. I remember doing that game here for the Trib back then, the first and only title so far for Shady Side Academy. But Coach Burke getting her team back down here again this year.
Sowers lay-in try is no good. Defensive rebound by Jones. It's going to pull into a tie-up, and the arrow belongs to GCC. Had Jonna Burke, fifth year, longtime head coach at Bethel Park and at Butler prior to that. More than 500 wins, and she was pretty good at this university too. All Big East player 2 times, Big East Rookie of the Year in 1994. 1,807 points in her career, still 7th in program history for the Panthers. Gribble drives inside, trying to skip it across to Jones. Maybe wasn't expecting it. A little bit of an errant shot, missed everything but the high backboard. Thomas up the floor with speed, kicks to the corner. Banner will try a deep 2, it's good. Banner knocks it down. We got a 1-point game at 15-14.
It's really a good-looking pass from Thomas as she comes down court, draws the defense on her, hits it off to the right side. The long, who was wide open, hits the big long J.
I think they've got to try to find a way to get Gribble going at some point here. She's being doubled pretty much everywhere she goes. Has it back, spins and fires an errant pass. Loose ball on the floor, middle of the key. Picked up by DeLugas, but missed the bunny. And a foul against Greensburg Central Catholic, and a send it the other way. That is the 4th on the Centurions in the second quarter. And we get the call at the table. It'll be the 3rd on Abby DeLugas.
Well, obviously the strategy for Shady Side Academy coming in was to get after Gribble, double team her. And so far through the first half here, as we're in the second part of the second quarter, they have held her to no points.
Thomas swings it left side. Kane at the wing. Replaced by Banner, top of the key is Thomas. Banner drives inside. Right hand is in for Banner. And Shady Side in front by a point at 16-15, 3:05 rolling second quarter clock as Gribble brings it up the floor.
First lead of the game for Shady Side, right? Since early on?
Yeah, since early on at the very minimum.
Yeah.
Check the line score when we get a moment. Here's Gribble, turnaround J, falls. Good shot for Gribble, long 2. Not exactly high percentage, but it falls, and it's another lead at 17-16 for the Centurions.
Right on cue, Kyle. That last possession, you and I are both talking about. They have to get Gribble going. Double teamed a lot here throughout the first half. Found an open in that defense that time and took the shot and made the hoop.
That's why I love having stats down here. Greensburg Central Catholic has led for 2/3 of the game so far. Thomas, once the continuation, will not get the virtue of that. It's going to be 2 shots anyway. That is the 5th. The foul, I believe they got Detweiler there.
Yeah, I believe so, underneath in the paint.
Check that. Althoff is the guilty party with 2:31 left. 2 shots, though, for Thomas. She wanted the continuation. She made the basket. Could have been an and one chance. Instead, just 2 free throws on the 5th team foul against the Centurions in the quarter. First to tie at 17 is good. Thomas has 5, and now 2,040 points in her great career. So think about that. Even a couple of years ago, Maggie Spell doesn't leave and transfer back home to Thomas Jefferson. There's 2 2,000-point scorers on this team with Thomas and Spell. Spell just reached that feat during the playoff run for the Jaguars. Second good for Thomas as well. 2 for 2 trip, 6 points for her, a 1-point lead at 18-17 for the Bulldogs. Scalota outside Peterson. Double there on the screen, they switch. Banner guards Peterson, is dropped off to Kane. Peterson going left to the free throw line. Long 3, Gribble off the feed, no. Back iron, rebounded by Sauer off a tap. Up the floor for Kane, who brings it past the timeline with 2:05 to play in the half. And resets for Banner. It will slow things down.
Yep, I think Shady Side Academy here in this first half, they've been more effective when they haven't ran, when they've slowed things down.
Banner's shot rejected. I think it ended up hitting off Banner on the way down. It did. Jones gets the block, and then it's a turnover by Banner. GCC forced 20 Shady Side turnovers in that 5-point victory at the Pete last year. It's a big deal, 20 turnovers. They were +9 in the turnover margin. And what was a 5-point game? Peterson seeks the free throw line. DeLugas is there at the trigger point. Will turn and drop it off for Gribble on the drive. Turn around from 8, no good. Wild shot. Jones picks up the offensive rebound, misses everything. Rebounded by Kane up the floor for Shady Side in the hands of Thomas. 1:22 in the second quarter. Thomas spin it back outside from the free throw line where she's checked by Gribble. Again, 5 team fouls on GCC. Every foul from here sends Shady Side to the stripe in the second quarter. There's Long, outside Banner off the ball fake, kicks it for Sauer, a 14-footer good. Cassie Sauer has 6 points, her first deuce of the second quarter. 20-17, Shady Side under a minute to play.
I mean, effective offense, great ball control, passing, crisp, and they find the open player.
Open player on the opposite side. Jones from the left block off the feed. Believe it was DeLugas who found her.
Both these teams with similar offensive possessions.
1-point game at 20-19.
2-3 passes, and then somebody breaks open and take the shot.
Sauer's pass for Long was partially deflected, but gets to her. 25 seconds in the half.
Shady Side, will they hold for the last shot? You have a 1-point lead, why not?
Long just working her way around the perimeter.
Protect the lead, Kyle, and take the lead into the locker room. If nothing else here, you have a 1-point lead, maybe you extend it.
Banner driving left, going inside. Her pass is ripped away. Turnover with 4 seconds. Gribble past the timeline with 3. Works inside DeLugas, who can't find Jones. And with .4, it would essentially have to be catch and heave at the end of the half here. And they'll guard the inbound as a result.
4/10 of a second. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do much here.
I don't even know that there is much time to wind up and heave is what it would take. So the inbound will simply happen. And the horn sounds to end a good first half. Score is Shady Side 20 and Greensburg Central Catholic 19 here at the break. We're presented tonight by our friends at Edgar Snyder and Associates on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Our halftime show is next.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more. When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more games, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. Wow. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
Yes,
Manny?
sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money. All from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
Back on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, we are at the break at the Peterson Events Center in the second of 12 championship games. We've got 11 of them on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, all presented by Edgar Snyder & Associates. Go local, go with Edgar. Edgar Snyder & Associates, local lawyers. They help injured people and have been since 1982. The broadcasts this weekend are all on are essentially social media platforms, Twitter and Facebook. You can find all of them live, and you can find them on the Trib Live High School Sports Network YouTube as well. That way, if it's on YouTube, you can fire her up on the Roku TV, Twitter, Facebook on your phone or computer. I guess you could do YouTube on those places as well, but if you want to fire it up onto the Roku, no video, but you got to pay for that in the playoffs now through NFHS. Is the video streaming partner of the district. The live audio here, again, 11 of 12 games here on HSSN. Paul Patera will be here for the last game. Quaker Valley and Knock are the 4A finalists on the boys' side that will play later. The Neighborhood Academy with a victory over Sarah Catholic ended up being a little bit far apart, but Sarah Catholic made a good game of it before TNA pulled away late. And the Bulldogs have their second straight championship. Bulldogs in this game of Shady Side Academy lead by 1 at halftime. Kyle Dawson, Ed Troop back with you courtside at the Pete. We're looking at the box score, Ed, during the break. There's not really much that stands out in the way of games differences. I guess in a one-point game, that's not super shocking.
Right.
But the big difference right now, if there is one to point out, is the fact that GCC is at 32% from the floor, 8 of 25, 2 of 9 from distance, 0 of 2 from 3 for Shady Side, but 9 of 18 from the floor. That is 50%. So fewer shots, but hitting them at a better margin. And that is a difference in a one-point game right now.
Yeah, Shady Side Academy, as you mentioned, cold from the outside with just 2 attempts from three-point land, but making the best of what they got inside the paint, going 50%. And, 2 big threes in the first half for Greensburg Central Catholic and the likes of Skolota, and she has 6 points here at halftime. But, really, I think Shady Side Academy, Kyle, from what I saw here in the first half, very effective when they slow things down and they work their offense. And I'm talking multiple girls, 5, 6 deep passes before they take their open shot. Or Greensburg Central Catholic, I thought, had more success in that first half in the transition game and being able to take advantage of opportunities.
Some of the individual numbers on the trailing side right now for Greensburg Central Catholic. They're led by a great effort from Avery Jones, 4 for 7 from the floor. She's got 6 rebounds to go along with 9 points, an assist and 2 steals, which is the top steal total on the sheet right now, and also has a block. So she's had a really good game, Avery Jones, in 14:55 of time on the floor. Jones leads the way for Greensburg Central Catholic. 6 points for Morgan Skolota on those 2 first-quarter triples, 2 apiece for Erica Gribble and Jayla Peterson to make up the 19 points for GCC. For Shady Side Academy, it's 8 points and 6 rebounds from Cassie Sauer, 6 and 2 rebounds from Karis Thomas, but she is also drawn. That's the other thing I like about these box scores that we are handed. Karis Thomas has drawn 5 fouls of Greensburg Central Catholic in this game. She has had a bigger impact in that way. 4 points, 2 rebounds from Layla Banner, and that is all the scoring, with 2 points from Jocelyn Long.
Yeah.
So 4 players on both sides on the score sheet right now in the points department. Turnovers is a +3 margin right now for Shady Side Academy, 6-3. Both teams have 6 assists on their 8 and 9 makes, trailing and leading teams respectively. And nobody really in big foul trouble. There is one player with, actually it looks like they didn't give DeLugas a third. She is listed with 2 personal fouls right now. So Gribble, Peterson, and DeLugas all with 2 personals. Nolan Althoff has 1, and Leah Buford the only one with 2 on the Shady Side end of things as we approach the third quarter.
And the other big takeaway there, too, the 2,000-point scorer, Erica Gribble, only held to that 2 points in that second quarter. And you mentioned it, Kyle, they're double teaming her. And so far, so good for Shady Side Academy. Obviously, that was their game plan coming in, and they've done a good job of it here in the first half.
Scored 31, Erica Gribble, in last year's title game. 14 of those came in the fourth quarter. In 2024, in the win against Sarah Catholic, she scored 28 points. Came in with 2,283 points, the all-time leading scorer for the Centurions. I don't know if I've mentioned, she is committed to play at Richmond next year in her college basketball career. So, with that said, we will come back with the start of the third quarter and second half here. Shady Side 20, Greensburg Central Catholic 19. Big thanks to Edgar Snyder and Associates, the presenting sponsor of this weekend's 11 Trib Live High School Sports Network broadcast. Go local, go with Edgar. Edgar Snyder and Associates, local lawyers helping injured people since 1982. Back with the third next.
This is Miles. He needs PT, Jess needs training, and Max needs both. And while they're all athletic, at AHN Sports Medicine, we know they each need a little something different to hit their goals. Our doctors and specialists pinpoint that difference and make a personalized plan to improve Miles's backswing, and Max's throwing arm, and Jess's form. Because at AHN Sports Medicine, we see you.
Stay plugged into local high school sports with Trib Live HSSN. Catch live game broadcasts, in-depth articles, exclusive interviews, and weekly podcasts covering the teams and athletes you care about. Follow HSSN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Spotify for highlights, breaking updates, and behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Trib Live HSSN, your source for high school sports.
Hi, I'm Adam Goodnack, and I'm a student in Seton Hill University's Wukich School of Nursing. I did my clinical rounds throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, and it strengthened my belief in the path that I chose. I could really feel that I was making an impact. The faculty in my coursework at Seton Hill has prepared me to dive right into my field. I've received personalized support and expert guidance. I'm moving forward as a nurse of tomorrow at Seton Hill University.
Do you need custom printed materials for your school or organization? Hosting a fundraiser or special event? PrintSource can help. Visit printpittsburgh.com for a free quote on yard signs or banners, flyers and stickers, invitations, program books and tickets, even yearbooks. We are your single source solution for printed materials, signage, and so much more. Visit us online at printpittsburgh.com. PrintSource. Design, print, deliver.
The Rebel Yell podcast will keep you in the game all season long with 4 fresh episodes a week. Host Don Rebel highlights the team of the week, boys and girls players of the week, and delivers weekly updates for boys and girls hoops. Listen on tribhssn.triblive.com or stream on Spotify.
Shady Side Academy, Greensburg Central Catholic, 16 minutes for a WPIAL gold medal. Rematch of last year's 3A Girls Championship game. The takeaway off the tap by Althoff up the floor in transition. Althoff's lay-in too strong and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Long for Shady side. GCC keeps possession 16 seconds into the third. One of 5 rematches down here at the Pete this weekend of the 12 games that we'll play, and the only one on Championship Thursday. Inbound pass comes to DeLugas and a quick foul. Thomas is going to make her earn it from the free throw line as Karis Thomas picks up her first. Checked at 23. Thomas is the guilty party with 7:43 left in the third quarter. To the free throw line goes Abby DeLugas. It was 1 for 4 from the stripe in the first half, all taken by Avery Jones, as DeLugas, the senior committed to Westminster College, hits the first.
Good start by Greensburg Central Catholic defensively to force that early turnover. Come back on the other side, draw contact, and DeLugas makes both free throws as they get the lead back. As we said early on, this could be a slugfest, back and forth, low scoring, tight game. That's what we have so far.
Peterson gets a takeaway. Coming up the floor, Peterson a little bit out of control, but gets a foul call. And Jayla Peterson, the Wheeling commit, going to head to the free throw line. Another trip there for Greensburg Central Catholic, who's up to 50% as a team from the stripe. Fouls against Layla Banner. 7:29 to play in the third quarter. Quick couple of fouls on Shady's side inside of the first 31 seconds of the third quarter. Free throw is up and good for Peterson, has 3. 26th consecutive playoff appearance for Greensburg Central Catholic. They have not missed the postseason in the 21st century.
Incredible. Talk about a dominant program in basketball.
Second good for Peterson as well. It's 23-20 Greensburg Central Catholic. Last miss, 1999-2000 season. Finished in 4th place, 1 game out of 3rd, or a tie for 2nd, which would have been a playoff spot. 3 no good Thomas. Rebound kicked off the hands of Long. It's out of bounds, and it'll come up the floor with GCC.
So how long ago was that, Kyle? That was right before, 1 year before I started here at the network with Don Rebel. Back then it was the Nauticom Sports Network with Don Rebel and about 6 or 7 of us. Long time ago.
Gribble back to the basket from the elbow left side. Spins it right. Her pass inside was deflected, turned over to Thomas. Up the floor with speed for Shady side, trying to pull it back out to the wing, and Gribble going to pick up a 3rd foul here.
Thomas just so fast with the ball. I mean, she, lightning quick. And then the crossover, really likes to go left. Most of the time I've seen her here tonight in the paint. Fakes right, goes left. Good crossover move. You can tell why she is on her way. You said, where's she playing?
Who's that?
Kyle? Thomas.
Thomas?
You said Fort Wayne?
Purdue, Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne, yep. You can tell she has that ability to play at the next level for sure.
Long dribble handoff, Banner, top of the key, back to the basket. Looking for the cutter, but Buford wasn't open.
Yep.
So she'll hand it to Long instead, who drives right side. Long up, good, and no foul. Jocelyn Long, 3-point play attempt. And the foul against Althoff with 6:30 to play in the third.
Long draws the contact. Really nice look, the kiss off the glass, and gets it to go.
Free throw on the way. Up and rattles in. 7 for Jocelyn Long, the freshman, making an impact on this championship game. Here's Gribble off an outlet pass. Kicks it for DeLugas up inside. Her shot rattles around the rim off the window but does not fall. But DeLugas is fouled. It is against Cassie Sauer with 6:23 to go in the third quarter. Third foul on Shady side of the quarter, and 2 free throws coming up for Abby DeLugas.
Great pass underneath in the paint. Draws the contact, gets the foul, almost got the hoop.
First is good. GCC vying for its 3rd consecutive championship. 7 teams have gone back-to-back. One of those GCC since 2017 in girls basketball. 4 have won 3 in a row. That is what Greensburg Central Catholic is trying to do. DeLugas hits both. More on that point in a moment. Deep 3 on the way. That is good from Karis Thomas. A long triple. And Shady side back in front by a point at 26-25.
Karis Thomas from way downtown, kaboom. Wide open 3, took it, knew it all the way.
Avery Jones outside for DeLugas. Pass inside, deflected off the hands of Althoff, recovered, and Gribble lays it up and in. Gribble with 4. GCC back in front by a point. Thomas down the floor speed. Thomas, Euro inside, can't get it. Wild shot, ended up in the back of the basket. That's Stanchion, and it's out of bounds to Greensburg Central Catholic.
Kyle, as I've been saying all night long, it's a heavyweight bout between these two teams, a boxing match, if you will, just back and forth, exchanging punches, exchanging possessions. Low scoring, tight 1-point game, exactly what we expected coming in. The only difference is maybe a little higher scoring. I was kind of if you look at the first 2 meetings.
Althoff's feed for DeLugas was loose in the corner, still loose along the baseline. Now a tie-up. Arrow belongs to Greensburg Central Catholic. I don't know that the ball ever changed hands there in terms of possession. But back to that point, 4 schools have won 3 girls basketball champions in a row since 2017. South Fayette, Rochester, Union, and Chartiers Valley. GCC trying to add their name to that list this evening. Won the 2A title over Sarah Catholic 2 years ago and 3A over Shady Side last year. Avery Jones left side, DeLugas top of the key, swings it right side. Peterson on the wing past the arc. Had it above her head now, Gribble. Gribble around the back, dribble now through the legs. Gribble drives inside, kicks to the corner. Nothing was there for her on the motion inside. Aaron elbow hit Thomas. Ball is loose inside the college restricted circle into a tie-up, and the arrow this time belongs to Shady Side.
We mentioned it in the first half. The officials tonight letting these 2 teams duke it out, letting them play it out. A lot of contact, no calls. A lot of no calls here so far tonight, but they're letting both teams play. And as I said, Kyle, I'm A-okay with that, especially a third matchup between 2 section foes like this, as long as you call it both ways, and they're calling it both ways so far.
Up the floor in the hands of Jocelyn Long, the freshman who's got 7, including the 3-point play earlier in the quarter. Thomas, okay after that Aaron elbow, kicks it outside Long, baseline drive left and rattles in. Around and down for Jocelyn Long. What a night she's having. 9 for Shady Side, and the Bulldogs back in front by a point.
But it all started with the Karis Thomas dribble drive and good look pass over to Long, who finishes it off.
Skip to the elbow. DeLugas on the drive inside. Partially deflected on the way to the opposite block. Taken away by Leah Buford, who is trapped at the timeline. Finds Thomas, feed over the top. Sauer, right hand good. Cassie Sauer has 8. And the Bulldogs by 3 inside of 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Tell you what, you get a 2 or 3 possession lead in this game, that could be huge for how close, low-scoring, tight game it's been so far. You get out by a few possessions, the other team's going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be in trouble, but they're going to be in a spot that neither of these teams have really been in here so far tonight.
DeLugas lost it out of bounds, but it was tapped out by Shady Side, so GCC holds. Couple of horns for substitutions with 3:36 to play in the third quarter, 30-27. Shady Side in front. Quakers and the Knock Knights are in attendance, getting ready for their 9 p.m. bout for 4A boys gold. Gribble on the drive inside, skip pass again. Maybe Jones not expecting it much, but able to retain possession. Scalota for Gribble right in front of us. Kicks back out to the top of the key. 3 good. Erica Gribble ties the game at 30 aside with her first triple of the night, up to 7 points. And we're square.
They get really good ball movement by the Centurions. They find Gribble open to the left of the top of the key, and she drains the tray.
Thomas inside toward the block, kicks it back outside, triple on the way short. Offensive rebound though, Buford back up. A lot of contact, no foul. Gribble on the defensive rebound for Peterson, up the floor with numbers. Peterson outside, 3-ball corner on the way. Is short by Scalota. Offensive rebound miss on that try by Jones. Third chance for Greensburg Central Catholic. Logo 3, front iron for Gribble. How about a 4th opportunity? Peterson is fouled on the way up. What work on the offensive boards for Greensburg Central Catholic. Shady Side wants a tie-up. Instead, it's the third on Cassie Sauer with 2:42 to go in the third quarter and 2 free throws coming for Peterson.
Like I said, they must have listened to us, Kyle, about this heavyweight fight between the two of them, because that's what we are seeing out here. It's been a physical game.
Peterson is 4 for 4 at the stripe tonight, and misses the front end of this trip. All 4 of her points for the Wheeling commit from the free throw line tonight, a 1,000-point career score. Second would break our tie of 30-30, and it does. And a timeout on the floor called by GCC. Centurions want a full with 2:42 to play in the third quarter.
And again, first 2 meetings, 66-59. Shady Side Academy in Greensburg wins that game back on January 8th. And then February 2nd, Shady Side wins 54-43 at Shady Side Academy. So both of those games, 7-point game, 11-point game. But not tonight. It's been tight all night long. Well, Kyle, I don't have the official stats in front of me, but maybe a 2-3-point lead by either of these two teams at one time. It hasn't been much more than that.
Yeah, largest lead for GCC is 7. That was at 15-8. Shady Side is not led by more than 3. That was moments ago at 30-27.
If either of these two teams can get out to, like I said, that 2 or 3 possession lead, it could be lights out for the other team in this one. So the strategy right now for both these two teams during this timeout, if you can get a 2 or 3 bucket lead, might be in good shape in this championship game.
To be clear, it helps to have 3 on that last possession, but Greensburg Central Catholic is now +6 in the offensive rebound department at 10-4. Certainly somewhat significant in a 31-30 game that is led by GCC.
And Thomas pacing this team so far, 9 points for Shady Side Academy. Remember, she had a 3 here earlier in the third. See if she can get going from outside.
Open lane, Thomas drives inside, right hand too easy for Thomas into double figures. In fact, our first player in the double figures with 11. Shady Side back in front, 32-31.
Right on cue. I'm talking about Thomas. Other than doesn't take the 3, why not? Why would you take the 3, Kyle? You had a wide open look in the paint. Good dribble drive by Thomas.
Gribble trying to find some space. Ball's in the corner in the hands of Althoff. Now swung outside, reverse to Peterson. DeLugas back out of the tees of the pit logo. Scalota now kicks it into the corner. Althoff back for her. As Scalota gets it back, Peterson for Gribble in the left corner. Cross-court pass to the opposite wing. Scalota trying to find some space. 5 count is on. Ball's out of bounds. Rolls out. On the far side, it stays with GCC with 1:47 to play in the third. A 1-point lead at 32-31 for Shady Side.
Greensburg Central Catholic, really good ball movement, but better job defensively for Shady Side Academy. They've really tightened things up in the paint.
Good skip pass through the lane into DeLugas' hands, who is fouled on the way up. Abby DeLugas 4 for 4 from the free throw, and I'm going to say that before she gets to the free throw line so that nobody can accuse me of sabotaging her. Be 1 for the tie, 2 for the lead here with 1:42 to play in the third quarter.
Is that the 4th foul?
I think it's Gribble up there with 4 and Sauer with 4. That is rather significant.
Yep.
First free throw no good, so of course I get sabotaged anyway. This second for another tie would be square at 32, and she cannot get it. Rebounded by Leah Buford. DeLugas now 4 for 6 from the stripe. Free throws getting away from GCC in the last couple minutes. Laying long on the other side with 11. 3-point lead matches the largest lead of the night for Shady Side. 1 possession. Outside, 3 ball on the way. Scalota had 2 of them in the first quarter. Misses that one right off the iron. And a defensive rebound and a foul.
Yeah, I thought they were actually going to get a travel there, not a foul, but Shady Side gets the benefit of that call and will keep possession here.
Althoff picks up her third. Jones back into the game, gets DeLugas. Certainly big stars in foul trouble in this game.
For a game that's been very physical and the officials have let them be physical. But yet, as you just said, Kyle, several players in foul trouble.
Kane for Long on the drive inside, sporting the left knee brace. Crossover move to the top of the key, Long surveying the scene, trying to split defenders, and a foul, and that is Gribble.
Reach in. Trying to make a defensive play, trying to get a steal. Makes the contact, called with the foul right in front of the official.
That is the fourth on Gribble. Significant with 48 seconds left in the third.
And Gribble and Sauer with 4 fouls on each gal.
Outside Kane, top of the key replaced by Banner. Thought about the three, kicks it left side for Long, who puts it on the floor. Reverse pass, thought about the long two, did Banner. Now he'll put it on the floor again. 24 seconds in the third. 3-point lead for Shady side. Largest of the night, it's been matched at 3. Kick to the corner, triple on the way. 6-point lead as Leah Buford hits from distance, nothing but net. 10 seconds in the third quarter. Peterson, the top of the key, with 7. Peterson left side, Althoff with 3. Back for Peterson. Someone's got to shoot. Peterson puts it up. It will not go. And it is a 6-point Shady side lead at the end of 3 quarters. 37-31. Our broadcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates from Oakland.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
Stay plugged into local high school sports with Trib Live HSSN. Catch live game broadcasts, in-depth articles, exclusive interviews, and weekly podcasts covering the teams and athletes you care about. Follow HSSN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and Spotify for highlights, breaking updates, and behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Trib Live HSSN, your source for high school sports.
Well, the big 3 by Leah Buford sends us to the fourth quarter. 6-point lead at 37-31 for Shady side, looking for a second girls basketball title in 3 years and to knock off the team that beat them last year, trying to go back-to-back. This broadcast and all of our basketball championship broadcasts this weekend are presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Go local, go with Edgar, helping injured people since 1982.
That was a huge 3 by Leah Buford at the end of that third quarter. And here we go. It's a 2-possession game, 6-point lead, Kyle. And we talked about that. Which team could be the first to get out to that 2 or 3 possession lead? Well, it's Shady Side Academy.
Gribble long 2, short off the front iron. Rebounded offensively by DeLugas. Gribble's out there with 4. Cassie Sauer, who also has 4 fouls and 8 points tonight, also the leading rebounder for Shady Side, is still on the bench to start quarter 4, but Greensburg Central Catholic needs some offense. That's why their best offensive player, 2,000-point scorer, in fact near 2,400-point scorer. Gribble is back out there. Her entry pass, though, off the hands of Peterson, out of bounds.
Bulldogs with a 17-point third quarter. Largest quarter tonight for either of these two teams. You can feel them pulling away a bit here, so if you're Greensburg Central Catholic, you've got to tighten things up defensively. They're not unable to do that.
On that end, for Shady side, makes it 39-31. Karis Thomas has 13 points. First points of the fourth belong to the leaders, the Bulldogs of Shady Side Academy. 50 seconds in now. Jones kicks into the paint right side. DeLugas replaces left wing 3 on the way. A long attempt by Althoff, no good. Thomas comes away with a rebound up the floor with speed. Thomas left, down to the block. Euro inside, right hand high off glass, no good. Rebound by Althoff for the black jerseys. Down by 8. GCC coming up the floor with 6:45 to play.
Centurions, they need a basket here. Only down by 8, but in a game like this, 8 is a lot. Been very low scoring, tight game within a basket or two of each other all night long. So now to be down by 8. And they've come up short on their last few possessions too, Kyle. So GCC needs a hoop.
Good find by Gribble for DeLugas after the baseline drive, but the layup short. Chased down in the corner by Leah Buford. There's only 3 points or a significant shot. Nice feed inside, up ahead. Morgan Kane knocks it home. It is a 10-point lead for Shady Side.
As we said, at the end of that quarter, you started to feel them pulling away a bit. The Centurions, they need some answers. And they need them quick now because we're in the fourth quarter.
Top of the key, Althoff for Gribble, drops it off. Gribble backs it up. Greensburg Central Catholic has gone a very long time without a field goal. Last couple points have been at the free throw line.
We just need one hoop here, one hoop at a time. Down by 10, don't rush anything, get a good look.
Mid-range, no good. Jones, offensive rebound. Peterson back up and home. First field goal since the 3:22 remaining mark of the third quarter. That is exactly 8 minutes ago. Rather, 3:22, I don't know, I'm not doing math. 6 minutes ago,
I'm just
whatever
impressed you
that
found
is.
it.
I just went back into the feed to find it. I don't want to do math. 3:22 and whatever this is off the clock here. It's six minutes.
And look at this, Kyle. I mean, 29% from the field.
Yeah, it's been a rough shooting night.
Yeah.
58% for Shady Side Academy. That is, that's a big difference in percentage. And I know it's not a ton of shots, but 28 percentage points is a lot from the field. And Shady Side has not missed a free throw. Granted, they've only taken 3. But that has also been a little bit of a difference in the game. 4 misses from GCC shooting
and for
at 57%.
And for Greensburg Central Catholic, lots of time left here. So, you know, yes, it's been a tight, low-scoring game up until the last part of the third, beginning part of the fourth, where Shady Side Academy is starting to pull away. But for GCC, get a couple stops here, get some hoops on your end, get this back to a 2 or 3 possession game.
8 points right now as Karis Thomas walks it past the timeline for Shady Side. Working out along the wing extended toward the timeline. Goes left now. A little drop off for Kane. Just had a big shot. Traffic up ahead. Now Nay Kelly into the game for the first time. Thomas at the P in the logo. Going right, tapped away out of her hands by Peterson. It's going to stay with Shady Side, and Jonna Burke just said, it's us, right?
Right in front of her.
Make sure. Kelly will trigger.
If you're Shady Side Academy.
Well, Peterson almost got her. Well, she did get her hands on it. Almost got a takeaway coming up right in front of us.
If you're the Bulldogs, you're trying to protect this 8-point lead. Don't turn the ball over. Be patient on offense. Nothing wrong here with winding some clock, too, and protect that lead.
Morgan Kane. Going left. Pass stolen, top of the key. Gribble in transition. Gribble, hop step inside, fouled. It'll go against Jocelyn Long. Gribble the chance at the free throw line. It'll be her first trip to the stripe tonight. That is the first foul of the fourth quarter. It's called against Shady Side. We'll keep an eye on the personal situation. Obviously, Gribble playing with 4, so is Cassie Sauer. We've yet to see her in the fourth quarter, but I believe that she is at the table for the Bulldogs to return to the game. Gribble's free throw is in. 8 for her, a 41-34 game.
Well, as we said, for Shady Side Academy, the only thing you didn't want to do is turn the ball over here in this fourth quarter, trying to protect that lead. They did there, and if you leave that door open for GCC, they will take advantage of it, and they do here. They get the turnover, then 2 free throws.
Back to a 2-possession game at 41-35 as Gribble hits both. She'll guard up the floor, has to be careful, of course. Jocelyn Long, oh, that is dangerous. From Gribble trying to get a swipe. Smith now, or Thomas rather, backing up against Peterson. Gribble has got to be really careful trying to do that.
That was awful close, that last sequence there, Kyle. Number 5 was right there.
Screen from Sauer, not really used by Thomas, who's checked by Peterson, got the crossover to get her free. Now will circle it back outside, 4:05. Shady side is trying to do some work to hold the basketball. DeLugas going to pick up a foul here, and of course there are a lot of fouls to give. That's the first against GCC in the quarter. DeLugas picks it up, it's her 4th.
I mean, if I'm Coach Burke, this is exactly what I'm telling my team right now. Don't rush any shots. You got a wide open shot, you take it. Other than that, spread the ball around, wind some clock. Don't push anything. Don't turn the ball over, and don't take any bad shots here.
Check it on
Be
DeLugas,
smart.
her 3rd. First team foul against the Centurions in the quarter. Buford backing down from the top of the key. Reaches out now, drives inside, left hand, got it, and Buford is fouled. What a couple of big shots Buford has had in the second half here.
Huge. At the end of the 3rd, drains the big 3, and now here in the 4th, halfway through the 4th quarter, gets the bucket and the foul. Big 5 points here in the second half for Leah Buford.
Free throw up and no good. Can't complete the three-point play, but a big bucket no less. 8-point game again. Halfway gone in the 4th quarter. Dribble outside waiting Peterson. Right wing Scalota back for Peterson. Ball reversal to the corner left side. Peterson swings it across. DeLugas on the drive. Got hit, no call. DeLugas got it back, and now a foul. Right at the ACC logo of the paint. It is going to go against Layla Banner and be the second on Shady Side Academy in the 4th quarter. Both teams with 2 team fouls now. And both teams also, if I'm not mistaken, have 4 timeouts left on both sides. Plenty of stopping the clock here late if they want. Ball lost out of bounds in front of the GCC bench by Gribble, and it goes over to the Bulldogs with 3:29 to play in an 8-point game.
Same strategy in play for Shady Side Academy. On this possession, what we saw the last couple possessions down. Weaving in and out, moving the ball around, wait for the open look.
Thomas around the back crossover, back to the logo, 3:15 to play. It's an 8-point lead at 43-35. Thomas crossover move inside and a foul.
I mean,
gonna go up against the trees. What a move by Thomas to free herself up to the drive, and she'll shoot 2 as a result.
I mean, I challenge anyone here at the Peterson Event Center to tell me at any level of basketball, boys or girls, that you'll see a better move than that.
Erica Gribble is the guilty party. She picks up her 5th and is done with 9 points in this championship game. Emotional as she comes over. What a tremendous career she has had. It's, of course, not over yet. Both these teams have qualified for the state playoffs and will be 1 and 2 out of District 7 to play in the first round on March 6th. Thomas to the free throw line, 2 for 2 there, 13 points in the night, make it 3 for 3 and 14 on the night. Lead is back to 9 for the Bulldogs.
Well, the first game tonight, I thought Neighborhood Academy had things wrapped up in this same type of situation, and Sarah Catholic gave them a fight at the end. We'll see if Greensburg Central Catholic can do the same, but a 10-point lead in a game like this, Kyle, is huge.
Have to do it without a 2,000-point scorer. Peterson turnaround jumper short, offensive rebound. They've been good in that department tonight. Scalota for Althoff. Guarded tightly, got it back, deflected, threw it out of bounds. Peterson cut. Althoff was not expecting the cut. Shady side in control with 2:52 to go.
Yeah, I mean, again, timeout's going to be taken by GCC. Try to regroup here, see if they can get one last push. Under 3 minutes left. And I'm not sure if they can with their big scorer being out, and you could just feel at the end of that 3rd quarter the momentum.
Yeah, with the 3 ball.
Yep.
Even to make it a 6-point game at that point, just a huge shot. Well, Jonna Burke's team closing in on their 2nd WPIAL basketball championship. Jonna Burke's Bethel Park Blackhawks played for 4 titles, won a championship in 2013. She is in her 5th season here. That's the playoffs under her. Did not play in the open playoff in 2020-21 and missed it in 1920. I've been there every year since. Have been to this game a couple of times. 24 championship, 25 runner-up, now closing in 252 away from a championship in 2026.
And you and I talked about it at halftime. Which team could come out and get that 2 or 3 possession lead might not put the game away, but pretty much have complete control of this basketball game. And that was Shady Side Academy doing that in the third quarter on that big 3-point by Leah Buford. And then since then, they've had the momentum, they've had control. And offensively, if I'm Coach Burke, again, the last 2 or 3 possessions, you're telling your girls, look, spread the ball around, wind the clock, don't take any bad shots here. You get an open shot, take it. Other than that, don't push anything, because the only way you lose this championship game is if you turn it over or you take bad shots here in the final 2.5 minutes.
Off the inbound, Karis Thomas. She has turned in the game high tonight, 15 points so far. Skip inside, what a second half this girl has had. Leah Buford off the window and home. 7 for Buford. It's a 12-point lead for Shady Side, largest of the night.
If you have an open look, take it, and they do with Buford.
Huge,
7 points.
Skip for Peterson, right wing, crosses over, drives inside, left-hand runner, no. Rebounded by Shady Side. Thomas has daylight in front of her. Thomas up the floor, skip past Buford, missed it. A little bit short on the bunny there from the right side, and GCC comes away with a glass. 2:05 to play.
Buford was ready to put the game away with that hoop.
Loose ball inside, picked up by DeLugas. Across the court, Jones, good, +1. Avery Jones into double figures with 11, has a chance for a 12th. The foul is on Jocelyn Long of the Bulldogs. Third on the Bulldogs in the quarter.
And Avery Jones says, not so fast. Centurion's not dead yet.
Got to have the free throw to make it a 3-possession game again, but the biggest 3-possession game you can have. It is good. And that'll make it a 12-point night for Avery Jones. 32nd timeout called by Chris Cattell, who is in his 5th season as the head coach of the Centurions. He was an assistant for a decade prior to that with GCC. Took over in 2021. He's an attorney in Greensburg. Long days. Latrobe grad. He's also coached at the travel level.
Cattell, he's done a really good job with this Greensburg Central Catholic program over the years. Defending champs from a year ago. You mentioned them winning the 2A championship 2 years ago too, so back-to-back championships, trying to make it 3 in a row. But Coach Burke, she may want me here whenever they play, because like I said, it was 2024. I sat right in the same seat. They were to the left, though. I remember Coach Burke being right here to the left of me, Kyle, when they won that first championship, and now they are a minute 59 away from winning their second.
Number 2. And the second in 3 years trying to stop the three-peat try for Greensburg Central Catholic. Still have some work to do. The Centurions 12 of 41 from the field tonight, 29%. It is 59% for Shady Side. That is the difference in the game. Thomas up the floor with speed, far sideline rather, circles it back outside and is fouled by Skolota. That is the 4th on Greensburg Central Catholic in the quarter, trying to shorten it as much as they can here. No more fouls to give. That was the last one to give as Skolota picks up her first.
Yeah, Thomas could have probably got that layup, but Coach Burke instructed her, and she wisely did, came back out.
Burn as much time as you can. Loose ball tied up. It belongs to Shady Side on the floor. Right in front of Jonna Burke will be the inbound. Minute 49 to play.
So GCC needs, they need those turnovers. They have any chance left in this game.
Quaker Valley a knock for a boys championship is our 3rd and final game tonight, as Thomas is pushed by Peterson and will go to the free throw line with a minute 48. The Neighborhood Academy victorious over Sarah Catholic in the 1A boys title game in our first game today. On track for a Shady Side victory here. 1 more tonight, 4 tomorrow, 5 Saturday.
And for Shady Side Academy, pretty simple, Kyle. You make your free throws down the stretch here, you're going to win the championship.
First good from Thomas. 16 for her tonight. 5 of them at the free throw line.
You miss these shots from the charity stripe, you keep that door cracked open on the other side.
Second good. I'm going to say it now. She's 6 for 6 from the stripe tonight. Minute and 45 left. 3 ball on the way. Scalota short, everything missed. Rebounded by Buford. Thomas up the floor with a minute 38. Outlet pass, Sauer, 2 steps in home. Cassie Sauer with 10. 13-point lead for Shady side at 51-38 with 90 seconds to play. 3 ball top of the key. Peterson rattles out. Rebounded by Thomas, taken down to the floor. Tie-up arrow will stay with GCC.
And Shady Side Academy can feel it now. Minute 23 away. Centurions, if they can pop a 3 here, though, they'll keep their hopes alive. Got to be quick, though. Clock is your biggest enemy now.
Peterson inside from the circle and is fouled by Banner on the way up. Peterson 3 for 4 from the stripe tonight.
Though if you can't pop a 3 real quick, that's the second best thing because the clock stops.
Points while the clock is stopped.
As long as you can make the free throws, though.
3 for 4 for Peterson tonight from the line as a team. 11 of 17, now 11 of 18 for GCC. First one is out. They have just not been able to put the ball in the basket with any real effectiveness tonight. Across the board, 28% field goals, 18% 3, 61% from the free throw line. Second is no good either. Rebound defensively, Thomas up the floor with 75 seconds to play. She'll circle it back outside. No foul yet. Ball in the hands along right side, top of the key. Again in the hands of Thomas for Buford. Now long again, skip inside, Sauer, right hand, laying good. Sauer with 12, and it seems that GCC has seen the writing on the wall now. 15-point game with 50 seconds to play. Dip inside, shot by Jones will fall. She's got 14, has had a good night. And what will be defeat? Thomas is fouled with 42.3 and is going back to the line. It's been a star-studded affair again. The first time 2 2,000-point scorers have played in the same championship game since 1990. Carrie Bordis of Aliquippa, Carlington's Bonnie Rimkiss. In an Aliquippa 10-point victory, the Quips added a second 2,000-point scorer in Mona Gaffney a little bit later in the season in the state playoffs on that same team. 49 girls in WPIAL history have scored 2,000 points. 5 reached that milestone this year. 2 of them in this game. Maggie Spell from TJ, former Shady Side Bulldog. Emma Larkin for Guyable Catholic, who is going to play at the Pete here. And Mimi Thiero, name should sound familiar, from Quaker Valley. Scored her 2,000 points. She's got 2,006 now. She did so in the consolation bracket for the Quakers.
As you mentioned, Kyle, I mean, to have 2 in one game out of everything you just read, pretty incredible, yeah.
49 in the history of WPIAL girls basketball. 5 of them are this year, and 2 of them are on the floor in front of us. Well, one's on the floor in front of us right now as Gribble is fouled out with 9. Quite the career.
Shady Side Academy, very impressive here in the second half. Again, a 17-point third quarter. And here in the fourth quarter so far, another 16 points. So offense really taking off as they are on their way to a second WPIAL championship.
Thomas will shoot 2 shots as the student section for, well, it's one of the 2 teams coming up. It would actually appear that both student sections in our 4A boys game are USA themed tonight. Free throw is good, 14-point game. Thomas has 18. Second on the way, Thomas has 19 and is 8 for 8 from the stripe. In a clinic from Herb. 36 seconds, steal going the other way, Jocelyn Long. Slow things down with 30. Gonna drop it off for Layla Banner, no foul yet. See if Greensburg Central Catholic does send a player to the free throw line. They get the call. And Thomas is going back with 23.4. Chance to pad the stats.
Yeah, at this point, that's exactly it. And gonna break, 20 here? She has 19, right?
Yep.
So a chance to get the 20 or over. She can make one of 2 or gets both.
Would be pretty stunned if Sean Saputo, who's helping me with social media this weekend, does not select Karis Thomas as the player of the game. 20 now with that free throw and still perfect at the line. She's been the better of the 2,000-point scorers tonight. No offense to Gribble. It's had a tough night from the floor, as has GCC in general. Both are good. 20 seconds to go. Turnaround, reverse lay-in, no good.
Nope.
Thomas has 4 rebounds and 3 assists to go along with her night as well. Ball knocked out of bounds by Long. It'll stay here with GCC with 16.1 to crowning.
We talked about how challenging it is to beat the same team 3 times in one season. Well, Shady Side Academy figured that out in this game against GCC.
Scalota from the top of the key 10. Peterson working the crossover, drives inside of the block. Scoop shot will not fall. It is rebounded on the baseline by Shady Side Academy. Horn sounds. The Shady Side Academy Bulldogs are back on top of WPIAL Class 3A girls basketball as they get their revenge on the Centurions and prevent the three-peat.
And what a second half for Shady Side Academy. 37 of their 57 points scored here in the second half. And they slowed Greensburg Central Catholic down to 21 points on the other side. So that is a second half victory and an overall victory in WPIAL championship for Shady Side Academy.
We got some time, so we'll take a 60-second break. We'll come back and put a bow on this one for you on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates.
This is Miles. He needs PT, Jess needs training, and Max needs both. And while they're all athletic, at AHN Sports Medicine, we know they each need a little something different to hit their goals. Our doctors and specialists pinpoint that difference and make a personalized plan to improve Miles's backswing, and Max's throwing arm, and Jess's form. Because at AHN Sports Medicine, we see you.
The Rebel Yell podcast will keep you in the game all season long with 4 fresh episodes a week. Host Don Rebel highlights the team of the week, boys and girls players of the week, and delivers weekly updates for boys and girls hoops. Listen on tribhssn.triblive.com or stream on Spotify.
You're watching WPIAL basketball on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Back on Trib HSSN, presented tonight and all weekend by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Go local, go with Edgar. Edgar Snyder and Associates, our friends helping injured people since 1982. Final score, Shady Side Academy 57, Greensburg Central Catholic 40. The Bulldogs win their second girls basketball championship and their 23rd win of the year. It's also their 14th consecutive victory. Knock off the 2-time defending girls basketball champion Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions, who fall to 19-7 tonight. And Greensburg Central Catholic and Shady Side both headed to the state playoffs, but this is a tough silver for a GCC team that was able to enact revenge from 2 regular season losses last year here at this venue. Not able to do so tonight, thanks in large part to the effort of Purdue Fort Wayne commit Karis Thomas, 21, 4, and 3 on the line, along with 10 for 10 from the free throw line from Karis Thomas, the gold standard here for Shady Side Academy tonight. 14 from Cassie Sauer to go along with 7 rebounds. Leah Buford, a strong 7-point second half, had 8 rebounds as well, and 9 from Jocelyn Long. On the other side, 14 for Avery Jones to lead the team. Erica Gribble held the 9, the other 2,000-point scorer in this game, and she fouled out early in the fourth quarter. But Ed, a pretty great showing from Shady Side Academy. I don't think you can say that for GCC. It was a really tough night from the field. 28%, 13 of 46.
Right.
13 of 46 from the field for Greensburg Central Catholic tonight. Easily the difference, even though it was a 17-point game.
And it really was the story of 2 halves, too, between these 2 teams. And we talked about it at halftime. Which team could take that 2 or 3 possession lead? And if they do, they might be in control of this one and go on to win it. And it was Shady Side Academy late in that third quarter. Buford hits the big 3. They get that multiple possession lead going into the fourth quarter. They carry the momentum over. Thomas got going in this one, she was going the whole game, but really got going in the second half as well, on her way to 21 points. Impressive for Shady Side Academy here tonight. GCC, Heck, we've seen this story many a times. You can lose this one and still make a run in the state playoffs, and GCC has the talent. They can certainly do that.
That'll do it for us on the floor. Stay tuned. Class 4A Boys Championship is coming your way. Again, all the same platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. On the Trib Live High School Sports Network, Paul Patera and Mike Garr will have the call as the number 1 seeded Quaker Valley Quakers take on the 3 seeded Knock Knights. Winner in Class 3A, the Shady Side Academy Bulldogs. It was presented tonight on the Trib Live High School Sports Network again and all weekend by Edgar Snyder and Associates. For Ed Troop, Kyle Dawson saying so long. You'll hear from us later in the weekend. Now we turn things over to the 4A Boys Championship as champions get crowned in 3A Girls. Jonna Burke's Shady Side Academy Bulldogs back on top with their second WPIAL Girls Basketball Championship. Stay tuned all weekend. We're here all weekend from the Peak. Good night.